Hello, friends! Welcome back to episode 7, which is crazy that we are about halfway almost through the series. I don't know if I'm going to continue another series after this one. I do have an idea of what I would like to continue sharing about, but if that's something of interest to you, let me know in the comments and I can see what I can do about the next series. Week 7, we just wrapped up a full week of weigh-ins last week, and my weight is sitting around the 148, 149 mark as my average. It is trending in the downward direction. The rate of loss is supposed to be anywhere between 2.25 to 4.25, I believe, pounds per 4 weeks. I'm sitting around 0.6 pounds rate of loss per week, which is fine. But the way I'm feeling like I could be doing a little bit better, pushing a little bit more. With that said, I've started to kind of turn the dial up this past week. I was a little bit more lenient, I will say, with the accuracy of tracking my food. Not gonna, there's a line, right, between perfection and obsession and, just making sure you're moving the needle forward. So I'm gonna kind of clean up where I feel like I was a little bit maybe too lax or lenient. And then since we've gotten back from the Bahamas, I think we're going on 3 weeks now, I've hit my step goal about 60% of the time. So again, not really turn the dial up, but just clean it up a bit. I think that's a better way to put it. With those two changes, and then the third change being, I'm gonna do probably about 30 to 60 minutes more of LISS, low intensity steady state cardio per week. I've been doing 60 minutes per week. And even in the first couple weeks, I was like, I don't even know if I need to be doing this because I dropped weight quite a bit initially and I didn't want to be too aggressive. Last few weeks, I've been getting my cardio in, and this week I'm I kind of want to do more cardio. I've been enjoying it, just the mental space it provides me, and it will feel good to do more cardio because I think that's going to help move the needle and it doesn't feel it's gonna drain me or overwhelm me. As I've talked about plenty here with you guys, this is the ultimate goal: to feel fresh, to feel good, to make sure that I feel in control and that this is a sustainable process. I keep a good relationship with the process. That said, those are the 3 tweaks I'm making this week to clean things up a bit. It doesn't really feel like I'm turning the dial or intensity up too much. It's just these are things I could be doing better. Let's also talk about winning and success this week. I kind of discussed in episode 5, moving more like you and making tweaks and adjustments to the way you move in order to move with more integrity and an alignment with what is best and most conducive to your needs. Last week I talked about visualization and success and meditation and kind of the role those things play in creating your best life. But last week it really started to hit me, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys in this episode. Just the importance of when you do things right and you make sure you are winning, who else around you wins. In the past, when I was successful, and as I continue moving forward and step into greater and greater versions of success for myself, I noticed that not only do I win when I win, but also I shine brighter, and that helps to inspire others around me to make changes in their life and to improve upon themselves and to get better. I think it's really important to remember that this is bigger than you. Your process is not only going to help you, but it's also a imperative way to make the world a better place. And I think with that outlook, it's very different than the outlook I had when I first began my powerlifting journey. I won't lie, I felt like looking back, it was very egotistical. It was very much about like, I want to be successful. I want to win for me. I'm doing this to kind of like prove to others in a way, show how like better I am, and like, yeah, just egotistical, small sense of self. As I have grown, I've realized that success is not just about like how good can I be, but by me improving and being the best that I can be, it's also going to inspire those around me to action. And by moving forward from a place of, this is not just for me, this is for we, this is for us, it takes the lens and it expands it. It's like moving from this loving, expansive version of self rather than this small, fearful, separate, cut off version of self. It's not just in how you're training or you're eating. In these categories, it's really in like, who are you being as a person? With this cut and, with cuts I've done in the past, even when I haven't documented them, that's really been my focus, is how can I be a better human for the world, better, and make the world a better place, as cliche and cheesy as it sounds. But by me moving from that like higher and more expansive perspective, it's so much more fulfilling. I feel like I receive so much more in the process, moment to moment, than trying to like get to a certain destination and like prove to people who I am along the way. It's really about like the lessons and the learnings in each individual moment and doing your best in each individual moment to reap those lessons and rewards and gifts. It's taken me many years to learn this lesson and to really like not only learn it and intellectually understand it, but to integrate it and embody it in my being. That's what's been kind of hitting me, my heart and my gut this past week, is it's bigger than you. This is about more than you. It's about being my best to inspire others and to just really feel good about who I am becoming. Good morning, guys. I kind of have you in a weird setup here. I am in my like getting ready room, but I really like the lighting in here, and I just finished getting ready. I am about to head to the gym, just finishing kind of sipping my pre-workout, and then we'll be heading that way. But I wanted to get you a kind of end of week update. I'm actually headed out of town tomorrow, and I know I'll just have like other things on my plate tomorrow. So last update for the week will be today. And earlier this week, I kind of talked about turning the dial up a bit in some areas. And that is definitely trending in my favor. I'm technically done with my week of weigh-ins, but I just wanted to jump on the scale this morning, kind of see where things are trending. I feel like I know myself well enough this far along in my journey that I know I'm not like going to be obsessive about the scale. I've jumped on it, here and there when I'm technically not in a week of weigh-ins, but just again to kind of get a data point and see where things are trending. And this morning, the needle is moving, just as I suspected. So I'm sitting around like 147. So it feels really good to see the scale moving in the direction that I want it to be after kind of tightening things up a bit this week. And honestly, I mentioned that I was going to increase cardio. I started to add extra time, an extra 10 minutes on Tuesday, I think. And my hips started to irritate me. I've had complications with my left hip in the past. And I was like, you know what? This doesn't feel good. This is kind of like stressing me out, which is not going to facilitate this process. So I instead, on Wednesday, opted to go, actually that might have been Monday I did the cardio. Then Tuesday, I opted to go for a very long, just slow walk. It felt so good. Sorry. It was like way less stressful than the bike. And I love me my long, slow walks. Like, that's been a ritual in my life for at least, I don't know, since 2016, however many years ago that was now. So I'm going to keep up with that. And I noticed this in my previous cut in 2021 going into 2022, that just upping my steps every few weeks was moving the needle on the scale for me. And I love that option. It's not even low intensity steady state, because it's like I'm literally walking so slow. I love it because it's not fatiguing, so it's not like biting into my training at all and forcing me to have to recover from. And it's like my time to just clear my headspace and kind of like go into that parasympathetic state of rest and digest. I'm really happy because, like, if and when I need to add higher intensity cardio on the bike, in addition to the 60 minutes I've been doing, I'm okay with adding that. But I'm very fortunate that I have the time freedom to be able to go out for like an hour super long walk and enjoy that. I definitely recommend that, like, especially for bodybuilders in a cutting phase, for the reasons I mentioned. It's not fatiguing and therefore not going to require recovery. Being low stress really, shows on your body. The lower stress is going to result in a better look and feel. So I am so happy that I made that change this week and kind of listened to my body of what it was asking for. And that it's showing. I didn't even honestly really need to get on the scale, because after just a couple days, I could tell just waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror that I was getting visibly leaner. So didn't need to step on the scale, but it is helpful just to get that read. So I guess in a way you can say I didn't really add cardio yet, additional cardio. I'm more so just actually adhering to the step goal. And by tightening that up, as well as being a little bit more stringent with tracking my food and weighing it out appropriately rather than eyeballing it as much as I was, I think those things are starting to move the needle in the right direction. So that feels really good. Also, because I am heading out of town tomorrow, Friday, I had to fit all of my training in and my cardio in like between Sunday and today, Thursday, which I didn't really have to. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes, I could have kind of rolled over my training into future weeks or when I return, but I knew I'll be traveling Friday through Wednesday, so I'm going to be off from the gym basically for that period of time. And so I was like, you know what? I'll have so much time to recover and rest that I'm okay with kind of like pushing myself a little bit more during this block of time before travel, knowing that I will be able to have all that time for recovery. My hips were feeling like so sore from squats and just the biking, doing the cardio. The walking, again, it wasn't really beating me up, but I could just tell when I was walking that my hips were, fatigued. So definitely took a really long Epsom salt bath last night, which was so nice and definitely I can feel was helpful. That's kind of how the week has been going and is shaping up. I'm excited to be like wrapping up almost to the halfway point, moving more in the direction I desire. By this point in the cut, I really wanted to be around the like 144 to 147 mark. So it feels good, like seeing that we are moving that direction and that I'm feeling in control still. I'm still feeling fresh. I'm still feeling, like free. All of these things that, as I've said multiple times now, is the most important part to just feel, like vibrant and that this is a sustainable process. So again, I'm just so happy to be sharing this with you guys. I hope you've been enjoying the series. Obviously, I hope you enjoy seeing my training kind of looped into this video. I know I've been doing just a lot of talking at you guys, but If you have any questions, comment below letting me know how your current training is going, or your nutrition, or how you're balancing different factors throughout your process. And I will see you next week for episode 8. Take care, guys.